Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Kavita Sutar Grow with Us. Unit 2 Basic Cost Concept Part 1. In this unit, you will learn about certain basic cost concept like cost unit, cost center, classification of cost, elements of cost, and components of total cost. Need for cost data. Enterprises may be either a profit making or a non profit making organization. If they are a profit making organization, one of their primary objective is to operate at a profit. Non profit organizations are generally providers of services. Uh, First one is to ascertain profit or loss periodically, to plan the operations and performance evaluation. For control, you need cost data to price the products or services, to value inventory and measure the expenses in external financial reports. In day-to-day operations of plans and policies of the organization, we will need the cost data. Then let us discuss about the cost concept. In principle, a cost is sacrifice of resources according to the terminology of British Institute of Cost and Works Accountants. Cost is the amount of expenditure, uh, actual or notional, incurred on or attributable to a given thing. Cost indicates an actual or estimated expenditure or a direct or indirect expenditure, or it relates a job process, product, or services. For example, such costs are material, labor, factory overheads, administrative overheads, selling and distribution overheads. Then, cost concept, cost and expenses. Cost information is necessary both for managerial accounting and financial accounting. When costs are used inside the organization to evaluate its performance, we say that costs are used for managerial accounting purpose. On the other hand, when costs are used by outsiders to evaluate the performance of management and make investment decisions in the organization, then costs are used for financial accounting purpose. Then second one, an expenses is a cost that is charged against revenue in an accounting period, and hence expenses are deducted from revenue in that accounting period. And hence expenses are deducted from revenue in that accounting period. For example, salaries, rent rates, etc. The generally accepted accounting principles and regulations specify when costs are to be treated as expenses to be charged to revenue. In cost and loss, there is difference between cost and loss. That cost signifies an expenditure incurred for recurring some benefit to the enterprise. If no benefit is derived from a particular expenditure, it is treated as a loss. Cost of material destroyed by fire, salary paid to a foreman during the period of strike, etc., are the examples of loss to the business. Then, classification of cost. Cost may be classified into different categories depending upon the purpose. In this, first one is according to function. The most common classification of cost in manufacturing establishment is on the basis of function to which they relate, because costs have to be ascertained for each of these functions. In that, first one is manufacturing cost. Manufacturing costs are those costs related to factory operations which are essential to the completion of the product. Direct materials are the major components of the finished product and can be easily identified with the product. The second one is administrative cost. Administrative cost includes all those costs incurred on the general administration and control of the firm. For example, salaries of the office staff, rent of the office building, depreciation, and the repairs of the office furniture, etc. And third one is selling cost. Selling cost are those costs which are incurred in connection with the sale of goods. For example, cost of warehousing, advertising, salesman salaries, etc. Distribution cost. Distribution costs are those costs which are incurred on dispatch of finished products to customers. For example, packing, carriage, insurance, freight, outwards, etc. Then second one is according to their identifiability. In this, first one is direct cost. Direct costs are those costs which are the major components of the finished products and can be clearly identified with the product being produced. For example, the raw material, labor, and other direct expenses which are exclusively incurred for a particular job, product, or process. Indirect cost. Indirect costs are those costs which cannot be assigned to any particular product, job, or process. For example, factory lighting, rent of factory building, salaries of foreman, etc. Indirect costs are also called as overheads or on cost. Then third one is according to their variability. In this, first one is fixed cost. These costs remain fixed irrespective of a change in the volume of output, but fixed cost varies when it is expressed on per unit basis. For example, where the production capacity of a plant is 10,000 units, if we produce 1,000 units or 10,000 units of a particular product, during a particular period, the rent of the factory building or the salary of the production manager will remain the same. If we want to produce more than 10,000 units, then fixed cost will also change. Then second one is variable cost. Variable costs are those costs which vary directly or almost proportionately with the level of output. When volume of output increases, total variable cost also increases, and when volume of output decreases, the value cost also decreases, but variable cost per unit will remain unaffected. Then semi-variable cost. These costs are partly fixed and partly variable. These are the costs which do vary but not in direct proportion to output. For example, telephone bills, power consumption, depreciation, repairs, etc. are the examples of semi-variable cost. Then last one is steps cost. Fixed cost in general remained fixed over a range of activity and then jump to a new level as activity changes. For example, a foreman can supervise a given number of workers in a particular shift. The introduction of another shift will require additional foreman and certain costs will increase in lumps. Such costs are known as steps cost or stair steps cost. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel Kavita Sutars Grow With Us.